Welcome to another episode of PSLE Science Made Simple. I'm Hui Ying and I'm a PSLE Science Specialist here at the Pique Lab. In this video, I'll be analysing a past year examination question on the topic of plant system. I've also prepared this question for you to download for free by clicking a link in the description box below. So let's get started.
Question 8. Study the plant shown below. Which of the following statements are true? So if you scan through the statements given, you'll realize that the question is testing us on the function of the different plant parts. So before we read through the statements, let's label the plant parts in a diagram first and then we'll recap on the functions for the different plant parts. Firstly, what is X? X is the leaves. How about Y? Y is the stem. Lastly, how about Z? Z is the roots. So let's recap on the functions of the leaves first. So do you remember how many functions do the leaf carry out? They carry out two functions. What are the two functions? The first function is that leaves can make food for the plant. For the leaves to make food, what do the leaves need to trap? They need to trap light. And what is the name of the process that the leaves carry out when there is light? They carry out photosynthesis. How about the second function of the leaves? Now, if you ever get to observe leaf under a microscope, you will see that there is some tiny openings on the leaves. Now, do you remember what are these tiny openings? They are called the stomata. So what are the stomatas for? You just need to remember that stomata are very similar to our nostrils. So let me ask you a question. What are our nostrils for? It is actually for us to take in and remove gases. So you can think of stomata as like the nostrils of the plants, whereby it can help to take in and remove gases, which is gaseous exchange. So now that we are done with the function of the leaves, let's move on to the function of the stem. There are also two functions of the stems. Do you remember what are they? Firstly, the stem helps to hold the plant upright. This is actually very similar to one of our body systems which also help to hold us upright. Do you know which body system is it? It is actually the skeletal system. We have backbones to keep us upright, which is just like the stem holding the plant upright. So you can think of the stem as like the backbone of the plants. So what is another function of the stem? The other function is that the stem helps to transport substances in the plant. But what substances are we talking about here? We are actually talking about water and food. So where does the water come from? Water comes from the roots. But how does the stem transport the water that's absorbed by the roots? The stem needs to have water-carrying tubes to transport the water absorbed by the roots up to the rest of the plants. How about the food? So where did the food come from? The food comes from the leaves, but how does the stem transport the food made by the leaves? The stem needs to have the food-carrying tubes to transport the food made by the leaves to the other parts of the plant. Now that we are done with the function of the stem, let's move on to the function of the roots. So again, there are also two functions of the roots. Do you remember what is the first function of the roots? Remember, the roots help to absorb water and mineral salts from the soil. How about the second function? The roots also help to anchor the plant firmly to the ground. Now that we have discussed the function of the different plant parts in detail, it will be easier to analyze the question. So you may pause the video and try analyzing the statements by yourself and choose the correct statements. I will review the answer in a short while. The correct statements will be statement A, whereby X makes food for the plant, as well as statement C, whereby Z absorbs water from the ground. Therefore, the correct answer will be option 3.
Thank you for watching and I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you found this video useful, do give us a thumbs up. If you'd like to check out more videos by us, do click on the links on the right hand side. Last but not least, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos. Thank you and I'll see you next time. Bye!